I'm used up, growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth, but hiding all the lies. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and there's someone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Let's look in the kitchen and the living room. Nothing to find but what's left from a really great time, which wasn't any of mine. Running away feels like a storm. Let's throw our problems out the door today. Well, I'm finding things clear to me. And don't go thinking I'm being myself. I got other things on my mind, not you or anyone else. This isn't where I wanna be. Whoa, make me see the things on the inside. 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 Don't go thinking I'm being myself. I just act this way around you, and there's someone else. This isn't where I wanna be.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't. blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. Sean Mann alongside with me, like always, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
it's very simple for you people that live in the Central. You just need to figure it out for yourself. If not, you got some serious problems.
damn Skippy. Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. Also simulcasting on Honest Answer Radio as well as Good and Plenty Radio. Also, like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio as well as Twitter. Follow us over there, twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. You want to give us a call and you're a Skype user, head on over to SportsWorldRadio.com. Click the little red button on the left-hand side that says Call Now. Give us a call. Tell us what you're thinking. Disagree, agree with us. We really don't care. Sean and I are going to laugh at you anyway. 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 number to give us a call. Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this first day of May 1st, 2014, 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:06 p.m. on the West. Jeff, I'm doing good. Weather outside is like 77 degrees, sunshiny, definitely feels like summer today. And how are you, Jeff? And how is the weather in San Diego?
Well, it's sunny and it's windy like a...
son of a gun.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's windy like a son of a bitch, to tell you the truth. It's
funny. Encyclopedia man goes, Smokey McGee and Drew Carey Jr. are back.
Hey, Smokey McGee, shut the hell up over there. Hey, it's really windy, man. It's windy enough to topple trees down on the cars, man. So it's windy.
Jeff, I was going to tell you, I had a visit with Encyclopedia Man here a little while ago.
Uh-oh.
And I said to him, don't you owe Jeff some kind of a bet since the Bulls just got knocked out of the playoffs?
Yeah, I do believe he does. Tell you the truth.
I got to see that Knicks gear on Facebook there, buddy.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be kind of interesting.
Well, anyway, our first story we get to, breaking news from Los Angeles, of course, as you know. Despite the fact that we've talked enough about the Donald Sterling debacle, we go to the other LA team, and that would be the Lakers. Lakers coach Mike D'Antoni yesterday resigned after a 67-87 record.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
How do you spell resigned?
R-E-S-I-G-E. Actually, R-E-S-I-G-N-E-D.
Okay, that's resigned, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell resign? How do you spell resigned?
Resigned. R-E-S-I-G-N.
Resigned? R-E-S-I-G-N-E-D, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as resigned, isn't it? They're spelled the same. Resigned and resigned. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
When I first looked at it, I said, oh, he resigned with them. I thought he resigned with them. R-E-S-I-G-N-E-D. Resigned. No, but he resigned. R-E-S-I-G-N-E-D. Spelled the same freaking way.
So, yeah, that breaking news, by the way, came out of L.A. yesterday as the Lakers now realize that they're going to be looking at a lot of other coaches, but they're looking at college level. The biggest names in college game, UConn's Kevin Ollie.
No.
And Kentucky's John Calipari
No.
to at least gouge their interest at the job.
No, it's not going to happen. No, knock it off. Will you please? Come on. Lakers are not going to bring in a college coach. You think Kobe Bryant's going to let that happen? Get the fuck out of here. That ain't going to happen, okay? That's not going to happen. It's going to be one of these coaches like maybe Mark Jackson, if he gets knocked out, maybe Frank Vogel, if they can, maybe Scotty Brooks, maybe George Karl. One of those guys are coming in. You're not gonna, it might even be. I'm hearing a lot of Derek Fisher, even.
Well, I think what the Lakers need to do is, look at somebody from the NBA level. Don't go to the college level, because we have seen this game before where college coaches just don't fit in the NBA. Some of them do, but 99% of them don't. So the Lakers have a lot of big choices to make. And you know what, Jeff? I think we were both, you and I, expecting that Mike D'Antoni would not be back as the LA Lakers coach. And now the Lakers are the team that's in rebuilding, and there's going to be a lot of big decisions. I was listening to ESPN radio this morning, and they were talking about how all of a sudden the Lakers have had so much transition after some of the veteran coaches have left.
Well, the Lakers,
well,
not the Lakers. Calipari said he's not going to college. Izzo said he's not going to the pros. Calipari said he's not going to the pros. Just stay in college. Stay in college. That's where you're good at. That's where you main your bones at. Just stay right there.
Yeah, I that's what they need to do. The Lakers just need to look at, you're right, maybe Mark Jackson, Frank Vogel. I'm telling you, the Hawks win tonight's game, Vogel will be out, and then the Lakers could look at him. Brian Shaw.
I read an article before we went on the air about possibly maybe even Mark Jackson, because he actually commutes. He lives in L.A. He lives in L.A. and he commutes up to Golden State. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be even Mark Jackson. Who knows? Mark Jackson and Jerry West don't get along.
Yeah, that's what I think needs to happen. But the Lakers know perfectly well. They've got a lot of changes that they need to make. And Kobe Bryant realizes he's getting toward the end of his career. He is 35 years old. He's 35. And he realizes that, it's like, hey, I want to go out with maybe a couple more rings before I can retire. But there's a lot of things the Lakers need to do to be tough and good. And if you saw Magic Johnson's tweet last night on his Twitter, he said he was very, very happy that Mike D'Antoni was out as Lakers coach.
Yeah, he's got to keep his mouth shut. That was not the right thing to say.
Yeah.
That's not the right thing to say, considering when you're trying to maybe possibly buy the Clippers. Magic Johnson, keep your mouth shut, dude. You're better than that.
The Lakers are not expected to pursue Duke's Mike Krzyzewski this time, not after having unsuccessfully tried to lobby the longtime Duke Blue Devils coach to leave Durham.
You keep going back to college, don't you? You keep going back to college, don't you?
Well, I got to report this stuff, because you never know what kind of coach the Lakers are looking for.
They're not going to get a college coach. They need a veteran NBA coach in there. That's what they need. That's what they need. They don't need a freaking college coach coming in there. They need a veteran NBA coach in there. They get a college coach in there, they're going to lose Paul Gasol.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose Paul Gasol.
Well, look at the possibilities here that they've had. Okay, with veteran coaches, Pat Riley was a great veteran coach. He turned that team around after he took over for Paul Westhead.
Dude, that was 50 freaking years ago. Who cares?
I'm just using this example here, Jeff. Okay, and then they've had to go with other coaches like Del Harris, and then Kurt Rambis came in for a short time, and then Phil Jackson was the guy who came in there, and then they've had to, after Phil Jackson, it was Rudy Tomjanovich, and then that didn't work out really well for Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, and then they went back with Phil Jackson, then they went with Mike Brown, and then of course now it's been with D'Antoni. So they've gone with a lot of coaches who haven't done the good job. Pat Riley and Phil Jackson have done the job effectively because they've won championships and they've had the experience. And if Frank was here, and I'm pretty sure he'll mention something about, well, maybe, like he said, maybe the Lakers should pursue Pat Riley. No, Pat Riley will not leave Miami for LA. I don't see that happening.
What's the matter with you people, Pat Riley? Jesus Christ, we're We're in 2014. Who cares what happened 40 years ago? They need to fix the problem now, not dwell on the past.
Yeah, and then they said the Lakers are also expected to look at the current NBA coaching ranks and consider a number of veterans, like you said, Jeff, and top assistants. So several more names are likely to surface as the search unfolds. Mike D'Antoni, of course, he resigned on Wednesday night after reaching an impasse with the Lakers, who resisted his push for the team to pick up the 2015.
Yeah, they didn't. Right, they didn't want to. They didn't want to give him another contract, so he didn't want to go in as a lame duck, so he resigned. It's as simple as that.
And on that note, we got to run to a commercial break. We'll have a little bit more to discuss on this story.
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sports World Radio. We're back from our break. Glad everybody could be with us today. Sean, next topic for us, pal.
At 18 minutes past the hour, May 1st, 2014, it's 6:18 p.m. on the East Coast, which is 3:18 p.m. on the West. The next story we get to, we're going to start and get everybody caught up on the NBA playoffs. We'll start in San Antonio. Jeff, did you happen to watch the Mavericks-Spurs game last night? I did.
I watched a little bit of it, yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think I watched the end of it. I watched bits and pieces of every quarter, actually, and then I watched the end of it.
Well, you know, San Antonio got off to a great start. Dallas hung around, and I tell you, the Mavericks, I give them props that they have made this a very, very good and very, very competitive series. They have had chances to actually be ahead in this series. Dallas could have very well been ahead 3-2. They should not have lost game 1, but I think we're still looking at a 7-game series. I think Dallas will come back tomorrow and play very well, and the Spurs are very lucky to be ahead. And I kept thinking to myself, Jeff, how amazing would it be if possibly 2 ace seeds, one from the East and one from the West possibly shock the whole world. We would never see that in the NBA
Well,
playoffs.
we didn't see it from the East.
Nope.
Not yet, right?
Not yet, but that'll be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, Dallas last night played San Antonio. They shot 8 for 16 from three-point range and had 24 assists while committing just 6 turnovers. The Spurs finished with 54 points in the paint while shooting 47% overall from the field.
I hate to tell you, but the best series that's going on of them all is the Oklahoma-Memphis series. That series is crazy.
That's the next series we get to. The last time that there were a lot of overtimes in the NBA playoffs, you got to go back to 2009. That was when the Boston Celtics played the Chicago Bulls, and that there was 4 or 5 games that went to overtime.
Well,
and
just
now in this series, we've seen a lot of overtime in this one.
4. You've had 4 overtimes in this one already.
Yeah.
4 freaking overtimes in this one already. This series is freaking wacky, man.
Well, one thing about the Thunder and the Grizzlies, Jeff, is that every time those two teams played, they have had some real close battles, especially when the playoffs have happened between those two.
You got a little bit of a problem. Didn't you pick Oklahoma City to be the representative of the West?
Yeah, I got a problem. One more loss, and then I don't have anybody to cheer. I can enjoy watching the playoffs, but then that'll be it.
Can you imagine if the Spurs and OKC get knocked out? You might as well just give the championship to Miami.
Yeah, but anyway, in the Western Conference, we got some great matchups going on. Dallas, San Antonio, Memphis barely pulling that game out. I actually watched that game on NBA TV last night, Jeff, actually a few nights ago. And
I'm talking about last night's game.
I was thinking about New Jersey and Toronto. That was another good game. The Nets were down by 22 points. They made it a comeback and had a chance to win, and they just about did that as the Raptors are very close to finally ending their playoff drought and finally moving on to the semifinals.
We can have 2 games. We can have 2 series ending tonight, the Indiana-Atlanta series and the OKC-Memphis series. And the Lakers and the Clippers-Golden State. All 3 of these series can end tonight.
Which might be a really good thing because we were talking about how the first round goes on forever. It takes like just 2-3 weeks to finally get the first round over.
Doesn't matter. I listen to me. It doesn't matter whether these series end tonight anyway. The second round's going to start when the second round's going to start.
Yeah.
So even if all these teams win tonight, it doesn't matter. They're not going to start the second round until after next weekend.
That's right.
Which sucks.
It really does.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. You know? I don't
like
get it at all.
Now, the other matchup in the Eastern Conference that I was going to ask everybody, Indiana playing Atlanta. Tonight could be the end of a very sad season for the Indiana Pacers. Lose tonight, and it will end, and it'll be the first time in NBA history that a team that was below 500 as an 8th seed would knock off a number 1 seed. And, Jeff, like you asked a question a few weeks ago, you said, is Frank Vogel's job in jeopardy? Yes. I say if Indiana loses tonight's game, Frank Vogel will be fired as head coach of the Indiana Pacers.
There could be a lot of coaches fired after tonight's game.
Yeah, they were even talking about Scotty Brooks. His job is in jeopardy, too, because not getting past the first round, but Frank Vogel, I've been calling it. I was like saying, look, Indiana did not end the season very well. And if that happens, I know how you are about ifs, Jeff. Larry Bird will have a very big decision to make who he would want as the next coach of the Indiana Pacers.
It's going to be a little crazy. You go, all of a sudden, you're going to, all of a sudden, there's going to be a lot of phone calls being made to a lot of coaches. And I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of teams start calling Steve Kerr too.
Yeah, Steve Kerr, his name is going to be up in line, and I can think of 2 places where he'll go: the Knicks or the Lakers.
He could end up in Golden State too if the Golden State fires Jackson, because they're ready to go. Golden State, they're ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I saved this series kind of for last, though, Jeff. The Clippers and the Warriors, with all this controversy that happened, which we're not going to discuss, and we're not going to talk about because we've talked about it enough. The Clippers, I watched that game a few nights ago. The Clippers looked ready to play their game and ready to just get on with playing basketball. And Doc Rivers has done a great job with that. Played a great game in front of their home crowd. And the Clippers and the Warriors, they played a very good series. I mean, we've got a lot of good series going on in the first round, and that's what playoffs are all about, is to make sure we can see them become challenging, like 6 or 7 game series.
So the Indiana-Atlanta game is on NBA TV tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then the first game on TNT is not on until 5 o'clock. That's ridiculous, man. They should have put at least the first game on TNT so people can watch it to be getting, at least the first half.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous too. Like last night, they had the Dallas San Antonio game on TNT.
Right, and then they had the Toronto Nets game on NBA TV.
That's correct.
I know, because I couldn't see it.
And let's see, another game that we had last night that went final, the Houston Rockets avoided having their season come to a close.
Dang.
They stay alive for Game 6.
Dang, I wanted to see Houston lose.
Well, I think they're going to lose anyway when they head back to Portland. They have not looked very good in this series.
Yeah, I want to see Houston get knocked out, and so I can laugh at Dwight Howard. Yeah. Wow, you really went. You went to Houston. You guys went really far playoffs. Woohoo! And if Houston gets knocked out, they might even get rid of Kevin McHale.
You're right. There's gonna be a lot of coaching changes, and that's what it comes down to. Is that if you're not getting it done in the clutch and in crunch time and winning playoff series and getting it done, boom, you're out of there.
Hey, did the NBA? Did some of the NBA owners get together today?
I have not heard.
There was some like 10 NBA owners that were supposed to get together today to start the process to get rid of freaking Donald Sterling, who's been banded for a year, banded for life, which is beautiful.
I was not going to mention that too much, Jeff, since we've talked about it a lot, but I was going to ask you.
Well, you got it, because we haven't
right decision or wrong decision?
Because we haven't been on in a couple of days because of my freaking back. Right decision, no doubt about it. So the NBA owners hold their first discussion on Sterling. They did it today.
Right decision, and Adam Silver did a phenomenal job. He gets a high 5 or a high 10 from me and from everybody else, because you don't want it to be a problem. You don't, like Mayor Johnson, who used to be a basketball player, Kevin Johnson, he says, look, whenever there's a cancer, you need to cut it out and eliminate it. And that's exactly what Adam Silver did. And this was a great, great move by the NBA to do it, and I'm glad they did it after what he said and how it shocked everybody in the NBA. It's like with the Clippers, it was almost like they just wanted to play basketball and forget about everything that had happened from the past weekend. And Doc Rivers did a great job of that.
So the NBA Owners Advisory Finance Committee is holding a meeting today, and that committee consists of Minnesota owner Glenn Taylor, who chairs the committee, which also includes Miami's Mickey Arison, the Lakers' Jeannie Buss, Oklahoma City Clay Bennett, New York's James Dolan, Boston's Wick Grosbach, San Antonio's Peter Holt, Phoenix Robert Sarver, Indiana's Herb Simon, and Toronto's Larry Tannenbaum. They're meeting today, probably in New York somewhere. How about that?
Well, I visited, before we go to the commercial break, I visited with Frank. He goes, when we were Skyping, he said, don't expect Sterling just to,
no, that's what I
fall
said.
Down. He's going to try to figure out some way to slap the NBA with something. He's going to try to hit them with something.
He's going to try all he wants, but in the owner's bylaws, okay, it has conduct, okay, detrimental to the team, and all they have to do is point to his sponsors. End of discussion. He's going to fight it as much as he can. Yes, he is, because he's a lawyer by nature. That's what he does. And yes, he's going to go take him to court, but he's going to lose that battle. You're listening to Sports World Radio right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. We'll be back right after this quick, brief message.
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell say at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Sports World Radio. Sean Mann with you each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West, and if you live in the Central,
Figure that out for yourself.
damn Skippy. All right, Sean, what do you got for me next?
32 minutes past the hours, 6:32 p.m. on the East, 3:32 p.m. on the West. It's May 1st, 2014, Thursday. The next story we go to the NFL. Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice pleaded not guilty to a third-degree charge of aggravated assault and applied for pretrial intervention program Thursday morning in Mays Landing, New Jersey. Jeff, your thoughts?
I find that funny.
That's what Ray Rice did. Yep, pleaded not guilty.
What is he going to plead? Guilty? Of course he's going to plead not guilty.
The pretrial intervention program is a diversion program that permits certain defendants, particularly first-time ones, to avoid formal prosecution.
Yeah, that's because he's a professional athlete.
If Rice is not approved for the program, his next court date is scheduled for May 29th. Prosecutors have offered a plea agreement in which Rice would receive probation with no jail time and undergo anger management counseling.
He should serve some time in jail for beating his wife.
Yeah, he should, because what he did was very, very wrong, and he screwed up.
Yes. Very, very wrong. I don't like it.
Rice was arrested and charged with simple assault domestic violence on February 15th after a physical altercation with his then-fiancée, Janae Palmer, at the Revel Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Palmer also was charged in the incident.
That's just a crazy mess, ain't it?
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with the sports world sometimes these days, Jeff, but we sure got a lot of
crazy mess.
Yeah, we got somebody who said inappropriate racism comments, and then now we've got Ray Rice and his girlfriend, his wife, just ugly.
Yeah, see, we got wives, we got wives, we got estranged wives, we got girlfriends. This whole thing is a freaking mess, man. Just one big freaking cluster. Beep,
There's plenty of drama going on all over the sports world, and this is one of them.
Hey, you want to know something? You want to hear about drama? And you want to know something? I'm upset. I'm upset about something.
Sure.
Monday night. You know me. I'm a diehard Craig Ferguson late night show talk fan, right? I talk about him a lot on the show, right?
Uh-huh.
I've been watching him for 10 years. Love the freaking show. On Monday night, he made the announcement that he's leaving the show.
Oh, no, Jeff.
Yeah, how about that? He's leaving the show in December. And that's it. He's not going to do another show or anything. He's leaving the show and he's had enough. I was like, son of a bitch!
There's a lot of changes with late night talk show hosts. Yeah, you got Craig Ferguson. He'll be leaving after
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
And David Letterman's leaving next year. He's retiring.
Son of a bitch, man. Pisses me off. He's the only one I really like to enjoy watching. I look forward to it every night. The rest of them I can give a flying fig Newton about.
Well, yeah, you got Jimmy Fallon, and then you've got Jimmy Kimmel, and Jay Leno's going to be done here soon. So
Jay Leno's, where the hell are you, dude? Jay Leno's done.
Yeah, Jay Leno is done right now.
Where the hell are you, man? Jimmy Fallon's doing Tonight Show now. You got Seth Meyers, who's doing old Jimmy Fallon show. You got David Letterman, followed by Craig Kilborn. Craig Kilborn was the original. Followed by Craig Ferguson. He's leaving. Letterman's leaving. Unbelievable. I'm not going to be watching no more late night TV, man. It kind of stinks.
There may not be anything else to really to watch for late night television.
Man, pisses me off. I was pretty pissed. I'm going to write the son of a bitch a letter and tell him, don't go nowhere, you rat bastard. It kind of stinks. But I do know he's going to be hosting a game show that's going to be coming out next, I think during the summer. It's called Celebrity Game Night. It should be pretty fun. But yeah, that's kind of upsetting, man. Kind of upsetting.
Kind of upsetting and kind of...
Yeah, kind of upsetting for me, man. I don't like it, man.
Because I didn't expect that.
Huh?
You didn't expect that with Craig
No,
Ferguson.
man. It kind of pissed me off. Tell you the truth.
I really enjoyed that one time when I stayed up late with you and we were watching it together.
Yeah, he's even funnier now because he don't give a flying fig Newton. He knows he's leaving in December. He's out of there, so he's cursing up a storm. It's great now.
Maybe you can go watch Jimmy Kimmel there.
Screw
Jeff.
Jimmy Kimmel. Those guys stink, man. They don't hold a candle to Craig Ferguson.
More NFL news for another NFL story. Eli Manning to miss the spring workouts. New York Giants general manager Jerry Reese said Thursday he doesn't expect quarterback Eli Manning, recovering from ankle surgery in April, to participate in any spring activity.
No duh. Guy just had surgery. No duh.
Reese did say Manning should be ready when the Giants report to training camp in July.
Exactly. That's what I said. And I'm not even there. And I said that before I said that when he had his ankle surgery.
Well, let the ankle heal, and then he can come back to training camp, and then the Giants can get ready for a long NFL season.
Even though it's a new offensive coordinator, I understand that. But, yeah, you got to let him heal. He's your quarterback. No duh. Who did the Giants just get as a backup quarterback?
You're going to ask the encyclopedia.
They just got somebody interesting as a backup quarterback. Oh, yeah, they got that dude from Josh Freeman. That's who they got, Josh Freeman.
And the encyclopedia man said, with the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones says that Johnny Manziel is the best player.
Then you
so
bet
know
it.
very well that Jerry Jones is going to do whatever he can to get Johnny Manziel as a blue and white.
Then Jerry Jones, you better start selling players off to get up there to the top pick. Otherwise, you ain't getting them. What pick do they have? What pick do they have in the draft? 16?
I think so. I'm not sure.
How good am I right off the top of my head? People don't tell me I don't know football. What are they, 16?
I think so. I'd have to ask the encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia boy. Find out what number draft they are for me, please, in the upcoming draft. Thanks, Josh. I believe it's 16. They better move up to the top 5 to get them. up in the top 5 to get him. And that's a lot of spaces to move.
Yeah, and if Jerry Jones thinks that he is the better quarterback, then you wonder if there's going to be a transition at quarterback there in Big D.
No, I think what's going to happen is he's going to bring Johnny Manziel in there to be the the third string and learn from Tony Romo, which is good because he'll learn from Tony Romo what to do, and then Johnny Manziel will be a piece of crap when he takes over.
Yep.
You really want Tony Romo to show somebody how to play football when Tony Romo can't even win a freaking playoff game or get into the freaking playoffs? Yeah, that's great, Aaron Parent. See, I was right. Number 16. Thanks, Josh.
Well, Jerry Jones would probably say, I'm just trying to do what's best for the Dallas Cowboys organization.
What happened to last year's statement that you had your future quarterback already? What happened to that statement? What, are you taking that statement back? There's no backsies.
He probably is.
No backsies allowed. You freaking crazy.
He was on the show. Let's just wait and see what happens this year.
Did he or did he not say that he has his quarterback of the future and it's Tony Romo?
Yes, that's what he said. He said, I signed Romo to a 6-year extension, and he's my future quarterback.
So he signs Johnny Manziel. What does that tell Tony Romo?
It tells Tony Romo that his time is coming up in Big D, and then the Cowboys will release him or try to figure out a way to get
They're going to
rid of him.
release. No, I bet you he's going to have Manziel there for this year and next year, and then the third year Manziel will start.
If the Cowboys go, I know how you feel about ifs, Jeff, but if the Cowboys go to 8-8 again, wow.
Well, Nicholas said on Monday that's what he's predicting them to go, maybe even 7-9. Uh-oh, Jesus criminy.
Here's our good friend Frank. Yes, can't wait to have him in for the second hour because he'll have a lot of stuff to get to.
Here comes loudmouth Frank Sprankle.
But here's the way I look at it, though. Jerry Jones, I'm sure he's just trying to do what he can to build his team for the future. He's trying to improve that defense, and he's trying to put all those 3 years of misery behind where they finished.
If he's trying to improve that defense, then he should draft a defensive player. If he's got his quarterback of the future ready, why is he worried about getting a quarterback?
I don't know. He probably is realizing I want to build this team. I want to make this team the best, and I want to make sure that if something happens to Romo, I've got Johnny Manziel who will step in and do it. Kyle Orton didn't.
Well, Kyle Orton's not there no more. He's retiring, and they got Brandon Wheaton there as the backup.
And then he probably says, just let me get Manziel in there, and we got some good pieces to put together the best Dallas Cowboy team in 2014.
And you know what Johnny Manziel's going to learn from Tony Romo? How not to make it to the playoffs and win playoff games. That's what Johnny Manziel's going to learn.
Well, Frank, it all started with Encyclopedia Man saying that Jerry Jones says that Johnny Manziel is the best player and that Jerry Jones is trying to draft Johnny Manziel, but they're at number 16 in the NFL draft.
They better move up or better be making some trades. You got to move up into the top 5 to get Johnny Manziel, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, I hate to say that because I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I think he's going to have a career like Tim Tebow. And I'm going to laugh when it happens to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to laugh when it happens to the Dallas Cowboys. Laugh the laugh of a victor. Laugh so loud and so proud. It's going to be fun.
Well,
and funny.
Here's what Encyclopedia Man Frank said. 10 years too late, that bum Romo. And then Frank goes, Johnny Manziel is going to learn how to get knocked down on your butt quite a bit. No offense, line.
He said, no, I agree with Frank. That's exactly what that's exactly what Tony Romo is going to teach Johnny Manziel. How to get knocked down and how not to win ball games in crunch time. And how not to make the playoffs. And how to go 8-8.
And then Jerry Jones will be upset.
And you want to know,
and you want to know the Philadelphia.
And you want to know the only right before we go to our first update. You want to know the reason why Jerry Jones wants to get Johnny Manziel?
Why?
Where did Johnny Manziel play college football? in Texas, right? At Texas A&M, correct?
Correct.
You'll bring all those Texas A&M fans, Johnny Manziel, Johnny football fans, to the Dallas Cowboys, so he could sell more tickets and people can sit behind more poles. And on that note, we're going to go to our first update of the day. This update is brought to you by Keurig Coffee Machines. For all, KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. For all your Keurig Coffee Machine products, head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. You need a coffee machine? Need coffee? Need tea? Need a coffee holder? Need a drawer? Head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are at 45 minutes past the hour, 6:45 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:45 p.m. on the West, Thursday, May 1st, 2014. Major League Baseball. This afternoon, there were a few games that went final. The day-night doubleheader in Boston, the Rays and the Red Sox. First game goes to the Rays by a score of 2-1 against the Red Sox. The Dodgers over the Twins by a score of 9-4 interleague play. And now, here's what we got. Another interleague play game going on in progress right now. The Pirates and the Orioles. Top 7th, the Orioles lead the Pirates 4-1. Mariners at the Yankees. Pirates at the Orioles. A lot of these games are from yesterday because of the rain out. Pirates, Orioles. Rays at Red Sox. Dodgers at Twins. And Blue Jays are at the Royals. We move to the National League. There are 3 games for tonight. You got the Brewers, the best team in baseball, the Brewers, that's right, at the Reds. And then you got the Braves taking on the Marlins and the Mets at the Rockies. In the NBA, here's some big news to report for the games that we have coming up right now. For games, we have 3 of them. Tonight will be Game 6 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal on NBA TV. That's coming up in 13 minutes. It'll be the Pacers at the Hawks. The situation is like this. The Hawks take the game. They end the series. They shock the entire basketball and sports world if they knock off the number 1 seed Indiana Pacers. Pacers take the game. Game 7 will be right back in Indianapolis, Indiana. A couple other series that could come to a close tonight. Game 6, the Grizzlies hosting the Thunder, and the Grizzlies lead 3-2. That game is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific on TNT. And then Game 6 of the Western Conference quarterfinals, the L.A. Clippers at the Warriors. In the National Hockey League, there is 1 game to report, and that is the Canadiens at the Bruins. Tomorrow, there will be 2 games for the NHL playoffs. It'll be the Rangers at the Penguins and the Wild at the Blackhawks, which should be a really good series there. We will be right back after this commercial break.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost
is brain lost. Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Sports World Radio. I'm Jeff. With me, like always, is our good friend Sean Mann, the update man, doing this thing 5 days a week, don't we, buddy?
We do, and we have a blast doing it.
Yes, we do. Okay, next topic, my friend.
The next story we get to, we go back to the NBA. Mr. Unreliable Durant headline causes the stir for the OKC Thunder. With the Thunder facing elimination, there's a headline. They're focusing on Kevin Durant's struggles, and the OKC Thunder series with the Grizzlies has caused a distraction before the team faces an elimination game on Thursday night. I was trying to get away, Jeff, from the NBA and get on to something else because we've been talking about it a lot. But, yeah, you know, and like you said, we talked about Scotty Brooks, and now Kevin Durant becoming a distraction. This guy could very well be the MVP of the NBA, but we'll see.
He should be the MVP of the NBA. He's more important to that team than LeBron James is to Miami.
Will you be shocked, though, Jeff, if Memphis pulls it off tonight? Because we could have some really big upsets in the first round. And the Grizzlies have really played the Thunder well. The headline, which read, Mr. Unreliable, in part referred to Durant's recent slump, which has him shooting just 40% in the series and 15 of 45 over the past two games.
The guy played his ass off all year, and he goes into a little bit of slump, and everybody slams him.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that, dude? How ridiculous.
Well, Frank disagrees with you there, Jeff. He says LeBron is more important than Durant.
I don't believe so.
I don't know. He might debate you on that in the second hour when we bring him in 8 minutes.
Here we go. You take Durant out of the lineup for OKC, they don't make the playoffs. You take LeBron James out of the lineup for Miami, they still make the playoffs. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Who's more important, Durant or LeBron? Durant. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because I'm right, and you know it.
Thunder general manager Sam Presti pointed to the $1 million donation Durant made to help recovery efforts in Moore, Oklahoma after the tornadoes devastated the town last year as an example of just how reliable the superstar is to the state that he plays in. He goes, quote, "What I witnessed from Durant on the streets of Moore, Oklahoma a year ago is the absolute definition of reliability," he told the Oklahoman.
The Oklahoman.
And with the Thunder facing elimination, you're right. Scotty Brooks, his name has been under fire. Tonight could be the end of his run as Oklahoma City Thunder coach, but it wouldn't mean that he wouldn't be done as an NBA coach.
Frank, we're not talking about championships. We're talking about MVP. Most valuable player. Who's more important to whose team? You take LeBron James off Miami Heat, they still make the playoffs. You take Kevin Durant off of OKC, they don't make the playoffs.
That is true, Frank.
Who's more important, Frank Sprinkle or Joe Schmo? Joe Schmo.
I can't wait for him to come in here and talk about this for the second hour. He's
going
to have a bone to pick with Jeff.
Josh, our producer, asked for a little today in sports history. So, today is May 1st, correct? 2014, correct?
Yes,
in 1883, on May 1st, in Philadelphia, the first National League game was played since 1876.
I believe it because I read about that when I was in school.
In 1884, Moses Walker became the first black player in Major League Baseball on May 1st, 1884. Moses Walker became the first black player in Major League Baseball. 1901, the Detroit Tigers committed 12 errors against the Chicago White Sox.
Look what he says. Who cares about MVP? Championships are what it's about.
But that's not what we're Frank, but that's not what we're talking about. We were talking about the MVP. Pay attention to the freaking show, you douchebag. That's not what we're talking about, championships. We're talking about MVP, you rat bastard. Pay attention.
And another story, this comes from NASCAR. Juan Pablo Montoya is returning to NASCAR. No, he's not bailing on his full-time ride in the IndyCar Series, but the former Sprint Cup Series driver is returning for 2 races with Team Penske in 2014. So after a long absence, he's coming back to NASCAR. What do you think, Jeff? Next story.
Hey, do you know something? In 1920, on May 1st in 1920, Babe Ruth hit his first home run as a New York Yankee. It was his 50th career home run, but it was his first one as a New York Yankee on May 1st, 1920.
Oh, great.
Did you know that?
Hear his name.
Did you know that?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Hey, you're going to like this one. 1920, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Boston Braves tied after a 26-inning game. You like that one?
Yeah, and Frank hit you with something entirely different. Did you know on this day in 1989, I was in first grade? Frank.
Hey, Frank, do you know on May 1st, 2014, I don't care?
Can't wait to hear what this is going to be about. Wow.
Did you know on this day in 1989, you were in first grade? Dude, I already graduated high school. You weren't in first grade. Frank? Maybe Sean, but not you.
I was only 2 years old in 1989.
See? Sean was only 2 years old in 1989.
I was living in Montana, so yeah, I was
2 years old in 1989? 2?
Yes, I was born in 87.
You were born in 87, 3 years after I was supposed to graduate high school?
Yeah, I was born in 1987.
Wow. A year after I already moved to San Diego?
Yes.
Wow. You're young.
Yeah, young and enjoying life. There you go.
I got canker sores older than you. I got blisters older than you.
Well, in 89, yeah, you're right there, Encyclopedia Man, because you were born in 94.
Yeah, he's got a birthday coming up.
Oh, he's got a B-Day coming up.
Yeah, he's got a birthday coming up in May. Yeah, no lights back then. 26 innings, that's right. No lights back then. You like that, Sean? 26-inning game. Brooklyn Dodgers and the Boston Braves, 1920.
Jeez.
How about this one for you, Sean? 1926. Satchel Paige made his pitching debut in the Negro Southern League. I know how you are about history. You love history.
Yeah, it is.
You're a historian. That's why I do this, because you love history. Here, I'm going to stick this one in your craw, too. May 1st, 1951, Mickey Mantle hit his first home run.
Yes, I believe that to be true.
What do you mean you believe that to be true? I'm looking at it.
I'm teasing. Yes, he did.
As a Boston Red Sox fan, I believe that to be true. How about this one, 1951? Hey, who's the Chicago White Sox fan? Is it
Encyclopedia Man?
It's Josh, right?
Yes.
Okay, Josh, this one's for you. 1951, way before I was even born, buddy. Minnie Minoso. You've heard that name, right? Minnie Minoso? Sean?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
He became the first black player to play for the Chicago White Sox. You like that one?
Yes.
1951, Minnie Minoso became the first black player to play for the Chicago White Sox on May 1st, 1951. I love on this day in sports. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Sports history is great when you do that. That was
yeah. Hey, we're going to run to a quick update. On the other side of this update, we're going to bring in the very loud Frank Sprankle. Now, when we bring him on, you might want to either lower the volume or just take your earphones away from your ears a little bit, because this guy is loud. If you think I'm loud, holy freaking Toledo, Batman. You ain't heard nothing yet. You're listening to Sports World Radio right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. We'll be back right after this quick, brief message.
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, holy freaking Toledo, Frank's been there. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Sports World Radio. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. With me, like always, Sean Mann, the Update Man. And in the second hour of every show on Thursday, we bring in that dude from Chicago, Frank Sprankle. What's going on, Frankie?
I got to tell you what, gentlemen. It's been a confusing few days, to say the least. Of course, here's what's confusing me. My Blackhawks are playing in Game 1 of the second round tomorrow night. By the way, Sean, the best of the Bruins tonight. They're playing Indeed. They are playing tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. in the time zone in which everybody is to figure out for yourself. But here's what bothers me. Why is it 8:30 against the Wild tomorrow when 6 o'clock is face-off between the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins? Don't you? I mean, here's what I understand. Doesn't NBC have 2 networks they're showing the playoffs on? NBC Sportsnet and I don't know why CNBC. I mean, CNBC showing sports doesn't make sense to me, but they have been using CNBC. Dude, here's my point. Why not have one game on NBC Sportsnet and the other on CNBC? Wouldn't that make the perfect sense of all of this?
Because Gary Bettman doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, we should be debating on who.
It's probably because they agreed to a contract with NBC, MSNBC, and CNBC. It's probably why they're doing that, because, after what happened with the lockout, ESPN decided that they didn't want to buy the NHL back to the
Shame on
broadcast.
ESPN. Shame on ESPN. They're missing out on a pretty good league.
You never know. There could be a day that comes out and the ESPN says, okay, we'll if you're going to end the contract negotiations, we'll have NHL playoffs back on ESPN and ESPN2. but it's also because
just playoffs. Not even a regular season game every week.
Well, the season too, Frank. But what I'm getting at here, the reason why too that ESPN hasn't is because look at all the stuff that they've got signed up for. They've got tennis, they got golf.
They love the NBA.
Yeah, they got NBA. They got the NFL, Monday Night Football. And speaking of
which, ESPN? Go ahead.
And speaking of which, the NFL playoffs, I saw somewhere, are going to be doing a playoff game, I believe, starting on the first Saturday in January of next year.
Yeah, it's a wild card game. So
yeah,
you have to have
shot to heck.
Well, yeah. Well, hold on, but I can understand ESPN getting the rights to this wild card game, because everybody does have the main ESPN channel pretty much in their home unless you have a subscription. And on top of that, too, for the two teams that are playing in this wild card game, it will be simulcast on over-the-air stations, mainly ABC affiliates. I mean, that's the case in Chicago. When the Bears play and it's on ESPN's Monday Night Football, the game is typically simulcast on WLS TV Channel 7, which is the ABC affiliate for Chicago.
Same thing here in San Diego.
Well, yeah, that's the case too. And NFL Network games are also simulcast as well. But the Blackhawks, hey, moving on to the second round, congratulations to your Bruins. Should be interesting. Wish them the best against the Canadians, another Original Six opponent. But the Bulls, the other United Center tenant, eliminated on Tuesday. I got to be honest with you, gentlemen. I didn't have the Bulls going to the NBA Finals. I did not. But I honestly...
Frank, do you have a message to say to the Encyclopedia Man?
Oh, yeah. Hey, so Josh, when are you going to be donning the Nick apparel?
I want to see it on Facebook. I want to see Encyclopedia Man with the Nick stuff on Facebook. Remember, a bet's a bet. Nick and I are also witnesses, too.
That's
I was a witness as well.
Yeah, Frank was too, so you're outnumbered.
I'll be honest. Wait, it's 4-1. It is 4-1. Well, so let's wait for the response to Josh.
You live in Chicago, Frank. I want you to take the pictures.
Yeah,
but he needs the apparel. Wait. So Josh needs the apparel. I'm not buying the apparel.
No, Josh got to get the apparel himself.
Frank, here's the deal, Frank. You pick up Encyclopedia Man, you go to a mall, he buys the Knicks gear, he wears it, and then you take the pictures. It's a simple
I know which mall we're going to. To Orland Square. We're going to Orland Square Mall in Orland Park. They got a big sports store there. They have pretty much every team you can imagine. That's what we're. Hey, I'll tell you what. Do you guys want to fly in and join me for this?
No, I want you to actually make a video of him making the purchase and everything.
I want to see that video too, Frank. Right. Come on.
I want the video of him making the purchase and then putting it on and walking around the mall.
Isn't this the bet between Josh and you, Jeff? I mean, don't you have anything to say to Jeff? Jeff, don't you have anything to say to the Encyclopedia Man?
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, yeah. So the wager is complete. Encyclopedia Man, you need to up, and I want to see it, if not, there'll be welching going on his part.
Dude, I want you guys to fly in here. Trust me, we're gonna go to Orland. I want you both to come in for this.
Or I could say, I told you so, Josh. I could do that.
He's quiet in the chat room. He isn't even saying anything.
Well, what is he going to say? Hey, do you know on May 1st in 1991, Nolan Ryan of the Texas Rangers pitched his 7th no-hitter?
It seems that you had a lot of no-hitters back then, but that was also, you're right, 7th and final no-hitter. Mm-hmm. I would like to say that was against the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Did I miss that?
It doesn't tell me who was against.
I would like to say it was against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Frank, here's a story that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Mike D'Antoni stepping down as Lakers coach, and who did the Lakers get? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, of course, all we're hearing about in terms of the Los Angeles basketball scene with Mike D'Antoni stepping down, that seems to be miniature compared to and I do want to talk about that coming up later on. But for Mike D'Antoni, I think he's come to the realization that this is a team that's in a rebuilding stage that doesn't have a lot of promise over the next few years, and I think that's why he wants out. Kobe Bryant. Here's a question I want to know about Kobe Bryant. Of course, he missed a good part of the season with an injury. Kobe, you got to be questioning this. Kobe wants to play 20 years in the league, all with the Lakers. His intention is to retire, I believe, after the 2015-16 season. My guess here is Kobe's going to see just how he comes out when the preseason emerges next year. And if he is not playing at the capacity that he desires, I wouldn't be surprised if Kobe Bryant decides to retire at that point. And there goes the leadership. And the Lakers, as bad as they were this year, they may even be worse come next year without Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe go ahead.
Yeah, I believe so too. And the Lakers have had so much transition. Remember,
and by the way, it was against the Toronto Blue Jays. Sorry to cut you off. It was against the Toronto Blue Jays, a 3-0 win on this day in 1991 for the Texas Rangers against the Toronto Blue Jays at the old Arlington Stadium. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Frank, I was just going to say, yeah, because, after Phil Jackson stepped down in May of 2011, he decided to give it up. You saw a Laker team that was in big transition right away. Then they go after Mike Brown. They go up against OKC. They lose in 5 games in 2012. 5 games in the season. They fire Mike Brown, and then they had all the paperwork to bring Phil Jackson in. And remember, if that would have happened, the Lakers would have been a team that would have been very tough to beat, because what was the thing that was so good about them? The triangle offense. But now they go with D'Antoni. Yeah, you're right. LA Lakers are in trouble. They need to rebuild. They got to figure out what they can do to be tough again.
Right. And I also think, too, gentlemen, that as far as D'Antoni's concerned, I think this year the pressure of coaching the Lakers, and obviously we know what has transpired with the Clippers over the last week, but let's face it, typically it is a Lakers town. The Clippers, we know they've been having their winning ways as of the last few years. But the Lakers always get, as far as the sports page, they get the first and foremost attention when it comes to the basketball scene. A lot of pressure. And quite honestly, I think D'Antoni, with the course of this season, as bad as it was, I think that wore off on D'Antoni. And that's a reason why he is not coming back. I think D'Antoni will want to coach again in the NBA. I think there will be offers. My guess is he takes the 2014-15 season off. I don't know what he does in terms of consulting or whatnot, but I see D'Antoni taking the year off and coming back as a head coach in the 2015-16 season.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening as far as D'Antoni goes, Jeff and Frank, is that he's going to sit out this year. He'll go to ESPN or maybe TNT or NBA TV, be an NBA analyst, give his perspective, and then somebody's going to call him and offer him a job, and who knows where that's going to be. And for the Lakers coaches, like we've talked about it too, Jeff and I have already gone over it. They don't want to get don't get a college coach. Just stay with an NBA pro. Go out and get Mark Jackson or maybe Scotty Brooks, Brian Shaw, Derek Fisher, somebody that can coach that team. But I know Kobe is not going to be very happy with whoever they have as a coach. He always wanted to have Phil Jackson, but look what happened there.
Can Kobe even play anymore? That's the question. I honestly believe once again make mention here, I think Kobe doesn't know if he can play. Now, he's going to give it a whirl. He's going to come back in the preseason. He may play a few weeks of the regular season. But if indeed Kobe Bryant is not at the ability that he so desires, I think he's going to retire.
I think so, too. I think he realizes that his time is coming up. You know that throughout this, even going back to last year and now this year, Kobe Bryant was not a happy player. He was just not a happy man. He wasn't enjoying it. Think about Dwight Howard, because Dwight Howard is another example. Dwight Howard wasn't very happy playing with L.A. either.
This is like Derek Jeter with the Yankees. Jeter, of course, retired after the season. Look at Jeter. Of course, he has had injury problems. We know about the injury he suffered. The broken ankle injury in the 2012 American League Championship Series against the Tigers. But ever since then, Derek Jeter says it has been a lot of work. It's felt like work for me because I have been playing through injury. That's the sense I'm getting at with Kobe Bryant here, that he's obviously up there in age. The fact that he has been injured, it's going to be interesting to see just what he does in training camp as well as in the preseason games. But I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Kobe Bryant doesn't make it to the end of next year before announcing his retirement.
Now, Frank, the next story we get to, and I know that this is your whole hour and stuff. I wanted to save this for you. We didn't get a chance to talk about this the last few days, but we'll make it quick. Your thoughts on Donald Sterling, and I know we've talked about this enough. We're trying to get away from it, but your thoughts real quickly about it.
I got to be honest.
From one LA
my jaw almost came apart in my mouth. I was that shocked on the ban. But then again, should we be shocked on the ban? I had taken a guess with Nicholas Spiva on Press Row Central Monday that this guy was going to get not only the ban of the postseason, obviously, but I thought it was going to be initially a 2-year ban. And what I mean by 2 years is, look, Donald Sterling is out for 2014-15. He's out for 2015-16. He can resume basketball operations come the 2016 season, the 2016-17 season. But to the players, that would not have been good enough because they know that 2 years, that's not far away. They don't want to play for this guy. You look at the sponsors, what Adam Silver did, I don't know if Adam Silver initially wanted to do that, but that's just desperation. That's just saving the Los Angeles Clipper organization from mediocrity, from having players leave, from having Doc Rivers leave, from having the sponsors leave. That's what this is all about, gentlemen.
Yeah, Frank, we'll continue with more of this talk
I
real soon.
I also want to talk about the legal aspect of this, too. I really do.
We got to go to a commercial break, and we're going to talk more about this after this break.
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
I'm Jeff Escott, Sean Mann, and it's Thursday, so that means Frank Sprankle is joining us as well. All right, guys, where do you want to go next?
Well, go ahead.
Frank, we're gonna talk more about your thoughts about the you said legal aspect of this whole thing with Sterling, correct?
Let's understand this, gentlemen. I want to get a yes or no answer here. Could there be any potential backlash from all of this on the part of Donald Sterling?
Of course it's going to be.
Yeah,
all right.
Because here's the thing that you and I talked about a few days ago on
it's coming.
Frank, we were talking about sports because you know what he's going to do? He is going to do whatever he can to hit the NBA with anything. He's going to file a lawsuit, and he's going to go to court, and he's going to feel like he's going to win. But the thing is, Sterling is not going to win this argument. He lost. He screwed up. It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's just the NBA he's going to file suit against. I think it's going to be the girlfriend that recorded this because, remember, it is illegal to record conversations in California. So there's just for one cause.
Hey, Frank.
Oh, yeah, can he sue TMZ? Because I honestly think he will sue TMZ.
Hey, Frank.
And that's my name.
Article came out yesterday. He was aware of the recording. He knew he was being recorded.
Okay, but does that mean that it was supposed to go public?
Doesn't matter. He knew he was being recorded. He's a moron for saying it. It's his fault. You open up your mouth, you should be done.
All right, but it's not as if Donald Sterling said, oh, by the way, I want you to record this. Oh, and then after the recording, I want you to send it to TMZ.
Dude, I hate to tell you, but the recording happened in September of last year.
Right.
Okay? She's had it for this whole time. Okay? He knew about the recording then. She told him, oh, I'm recording this phone call. He knew about it. If you know you're being recorded, you don't say stupid shit like that.
All right, I understand you don't say anything stupid
Once
like that.
she told him...
Especially, look, all right, let me say this. You got to be careful, especially with this high-tech social media craze that we live in. Now, let me mention this. If this recording happened in September, was there any consent for this to be shipped over to TMZ?
I can almost guarantee you that somebody either probably stole it from her house or leaked it from her house and sold it to TMZ. Now, that he can sue for.
He could sue. I think TMZ is going to get sued over this. If I were TMZ, I'd be nervous.
Well, here's another thing that we have for a quick story. I wanted to save this for second hour, Frank. President Barack Obama is supporting the NBA's lifetime ban against LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling. That's according to White House Press Secretary Jay Carney. So this is even making a lot of news on Capitol Hill. Carney said Wednesday that Obama believes the league did the right thing in response to Sterling's racist comments. Because remember, President Obama was very disgusted. He was on a trip to the continent of Asia.
Hey, Sean, I got an idea. Hey, President Obama, worry about the country and leave the NBA alone.
Hey, all right, I agree with you there, but he has a right to comment. He can just issue a simple comment. That doesn't bother me. As long as he doesn't make it a big deal as it already is. I agree with that.
It kind of bothers me that he's paying attention to that and some of the other crap he should be paying attention to.
And here's the thing, too. Do you gentlemen agree with the fine that Donald Sterling got, $2.5 million, or should they raise it up a lot more than that?
I don't think they should fine him at all. If this is a lifetime ban, he is not part of the National Basketball Association. So I don't think he should be fined. No, he shouldn't. If he's banned, okay, if he were suspended, it's one thing. But this guy is banned for life from the NBA. So what's the point of finding him?
Because he's still profiting from the team, Frank.
I don't care, dude. The NBA then should fork over the money. They should maybe encourage their teams if they want to send all this cash.
He's still making money from the team. He made a crap load of money from the game the other night. Just because he's not the owner, don't mean he's still not pocketing money from the team.
He should not be fined a single penny.
You're wrong, Frank.
Let the lifetime banishment be punishment enough.
You're wrong, Frank. I think he should be fined more.
Oh, but you can't find him more, technically.
Technically, right, because of the bylaws, but he should be fined more.
All right, so you think then the ban is not good enough. I think the ban is good enough. I actually question the ban. Obviously, it is what it is. Sterling was wrong what he said. I question, too, the fact that, okay, maybe Sterling knew that he was being recorded, but like I said, Sterling may have not desired those recordings to go public to the media.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't own the recordings. It doesn't matter.
Oh, wait, yeah, it does.
No, it does not. Well, if he knew he was being recorded, the person who's recording it owns it. Not him. The person that recorded it owns it. He knew he was being recorded.
Okay, then guess what? Then that would mean Donald Sterling has no just cause to sue anybody. The girlfriend, TMZ, or the NBA.
Exactly.
All right, so this means if you and I were engaged in a conversation, and by the way, you told me to record it, then that means that I can send it to a media outlet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I would so I can send it to a media outlet without your consent.
No, you can't do that.
But was there consent here on the part of Donald Sterling?
I don't know. That's where he can get her with consent.
That's the issue there.
But now, But she also has to prove that he knew that she was recording it.
Okay, let me ask you this, too. What is this going to do in terms of punishments for anybody that uses any racial slurs from here on out? Because let's go back a year ago to Riley Cooper. Nobody talks about Riley Cooper, and, of course, he was caught on camera saying the N-word.
Well, he was
what different is Riley Cooper
He was suspended
from
for
Donald Sterling?
He was suspended from the team for a couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks. That's a
Doesn't
slap
matter.
on the
They
wrist
did.
compared to what
Doesn't
Donald
matter. You
Sterling
just
got.
said nobody does anything. They did something, Frank.
They did something.
He
okay,
said, no, that's it. They did something. You said nobody does anything with the. They did something, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
That's it.
Yes,
But that was a slap on the wrist.
Doesn't matter, Frank. They did something.
Frank, you knew it was going to come. You know that Adam Silver was going to address this. And why is he getting a lot of the popularity? Because of what he did. He knew
had no
that
choice.
he had no choice. He had to ban Sterling. And I agree with fining him because this was a horrible and a attack to say about African Americans. I think it was the right decision. Why are you making such a big deal about the fine? I think the fine is the good decision.
Doesn't matter.
Here's what I say.
You're Frank. Hey, Frank. Hold on, Frank. Hold on, Frank.
Don't let the door hit you on your racist.
Hold on a
friend.
second, Frank. Hold on a second, Frank. He's banned from the facility and having anything to do with the team and from all the NBA owner meetings, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
He still owns the team, correct?
Not for long.
But no, I didn't say that. Does he still own the team?
Technically speaking, at this time, yes.
Is he still profiting?
Wait a minute.
No, wait, Frank.
Hold on.
Frank, answer my question. Is he still profiting? Is he
if
still
he's the owner,
making?
then technically speaking, yes, he would.
Then that's why they fined him, because he's still making money from the team.
Okay, then why doesn't the Clippers then back off saying as long as he's owning and as long as he's making money from the team, then why don't the Clippers not play until Donald Sterling is completely
Because
out of
that's
the
not what the players wanted. The players wanted him banned for life, and the players got what they wanted, so that's why they played the game. If Silver didn't ban him from life, you would have seen no basketball on Tuesday. I guarantee it.
You're not seeing it from not just the Clippers Warriors game, but the other two NBA games, my Bulls and Wizards.
All the games, all the players would have walked away.
Well, here's what they would have done. They probably would have tipped the ball up in the air, and then they would have walked off upon tip-off.
Nope,
business as usual in the pregame.
The referee would have thrown the ball off, and everybody would have walked off. There would have been no tipping involved.
Frank, I still can't believe you don't even agree with this fine that he got, and that that the fine is necessary. He blew it. He screwed up. He deserved to get fined. He deserved to be banned. And I was proud of it. And I applaud Adam Silver for
but he's
what he
still
did.
profiting.
And I do to the point where he shouldn't be fined.
He's still profiting he's still making money from the team, even though he's been banned, Frank.
By the way, do you want to purchase the Clippers? I mean, I say, why don't we purchase the Clippers? Come on, let you, me,
because they'll run a background check and we won't pass. That's why.
That's exactly.
That's why. I'm telling you, he's still profiting from the team. That's why they fined him, Frank. So he doesn't profit.
Guess what? Maybe some of these Clipper players should take that as an insult.
What?
Like, seriously, if you're profiting from the team, that means you're not completely out of the picture. Let me ask you: should the sponsors reinstate their sponsorship?
He's not completely out of the picture yet until they get rid of him. He's not. He's still the owner. He's still making money, but he's not the owner.
So let me ask you this then: should the sponsors reinstate with the Clippers?
If they eventually get rid of him, yes.
Because obviously you saw the blackout of the advertisements at Staples Center.
You will see them come back. Once he's officially gone, you will see him come back. Now, I hate to say this. It might take years before he's gone.
Years before he's gone? What do you mean years before he's gone?
You don't think he's going to put up a fight with the NBA?
Oh, of course he's going to. I do. I think there's going to be a lawsuit. I think this is going to court.
Exactly. So it could take years before he's gone.
But the players don't care.
As long as he's not around, they don't care.
That's why they don't care. As long as he's not around,
exactly.
Guess what? We can play.
Exactly. So you don't think he's gonna? So say 5 years down the line, they finally get rid of him. You don't think he's made money all those 5 years? You don't think he's made more than $2.5 million in those 5 years? You're freaking crazy, Frank.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, Frank.
Hold on,
Frank. Frank, we got it. Frank.
2.5.
Frank, we have to run to a
maximum level of
Frank, we have to run.
How much should Donald Sterling have been fined?
Frank, you don't pay attention, so I'm hanging up on you because you don't pay attention. Unfreaking believable. We have an update to get to, Frank. We have a format we do here. We don't go over it. We'll be right back. We got the final update of the day right here with Sean Mann, the update man. Take it away, buddy.
Welcome, everybody, to the final update for Sports World Radio. We've reached the bottom of the hour. It's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. We're going to start in the National Hockey League. Tonight will be Game 1 of the semifinals between the Canadiens and the Bruins. This is the 34th meeting between these two historic rivals as these two teams get set to play what will be expected to be a very good series. In the NBA playoffs, here's what we got coming up right now. NBA TV, it'll be the Pacers at the Hawks with 3 minutes and 26 seconds in the first quarter. The Hawks lead 17-9. Situation, Hawks take the game. They finish off the series and shock the NBA world and the sports world if they knock off the number 1 seeded Indiana Pacers. Western Conference quarterfinal coming up in 29 minutes at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on TNT. It'll be Game 6 between the Thunder at the Grizzlies. Game 6, same situation. Clippers lead 3-2 against the Warriors. That game's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Clippers take the game. They move to the next round. Warriors take it. Game 7 will be back in Los Angeles. In Major League Baseball, here's what we got. National League action going on right now. It's the Brewers at the Reds, top second. No score in that game. Braves and the Marlins. Right now, the Marlins have struck for 1 run. They lead 1-0. Mets at the Rockies. In the American League, of course, there's interleague play action, as you well know. A lot of action to get to. We'll start with the finals from today. Game 1 between the Rays and the Red Sox. Rays take the game 2-1 against the Red Sox. Dodgers at the Twins. Game 2 tonight between the Rays and the Red Sox. Right now, that score is tied at 0, top second. Bottom of the first inning, of course, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's the Dodgers and the Twins. Other action we get to, the Orioles are up 5-1, top 9th against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates are an out away from losing that game. Then Game 2 will be starting very shortly. The Mariners and the Yankees are tied at 1 apiece. And, of course, other games to get to, the Blue Jays at the Royals. So that's what we have for Major League Baseball. We're going to be right back after this commercial break.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, back to Sports World Radio. Sean Mann, Jeff Escow, and Frank Sprankle with you guys. What's going on, fellas? What do you got for us next? Sean?
Welcome, everybody, back to the show here. We're at 35 minutes past the hour. Frank, I've already talked it over with Jeff. With the NHL playoffs, here's a situation that happened. For the first time in history, there has been 3 teams now that have blown 3-0 series lead in hockey, and it's happened once in Major League Baseball. The choke goes to the San Jose Sharks. They blew the series lead last night. Lost the series in 7 games to the Kings. Boy, that's just got to be devastating.
You're supposed to win those series, but I guess it's a matter of coulda, shoulda, woulda. You didn't, and the Los Angeles Kings, they prevailed down 0-3, winning 4 straight, winning in San Jose of all places last night. And let's understand this. The last time it happened in the NHL, you mentioned 4 times in all, but the last time was just 4 short years ago. It was the second round. You remember, Sean, don't you?
I have not forgotten that second round at all.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Flyers were down 0-3 to the Boston Bruins. Don't worry, if it makes you feel any better, the Bruins won the Stanley Cup next year. But, of course...
Yes, they made up for it the next year.
hey, you want to talk about being down 0-3? Hey, the Yankees down 0-3 in the ALCS in 2004.
That's right.
So, you know what? It has happened before, but... I got to say, I think that this is going to propel the Los Angeles Kings. Remember, they're 2 years removed from a Stanley Cup. And to be quite honest with you, they look sharp. And you talk about games that were relatively close. They just dominated the Sharks in games 4, 5, 6, and last night in game 7. So you know what? I honestly think that this is going to propel them. And then again, what do I know, considering that I think that in both leagues, the NBA and the NHL, considering that the playoffs are too long, they go 2 months, you have 4 rounds, best of 7. I'm still a believer that the first 2 rounds, until it's the conference finals and the Stanley Cup / NBA finals where it's a best of 7, I'm a firm believer it should be a best of 5. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that that with the NHL, that I don't know how long they've been doing it, but first round has always been 7 games. And you're right. It probably should be a best of 5, but I hope.
Hard to argue. Hard to argue with what we saw between the Sharks and Kings. Hard to argue.
Well, I think that what I would like, though, between both the NBA and the NHL, like I said, is try to shorten the NBA and NHL playoff form. They need to do it with all the leagues, because it just comes to a point that people get so exhausted and tired with how long a sports thing goes on for.
I'm one of them, and I'll be honest, I love sports, but I'm one of them.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
The NBA, I'll tell you who does it right. Major League Baseball does it right. The proof is in the pudding with Major League Baseball, sure, and I know you don't like...
I do not like the extra wild card that Bud Selig...
I love them.
Oh, Frank, what? Why do you think that it's a good idea? They should have the best of 5, best of 7, best of 7. You get this thing done by middle or late October. You're playing baseball till early November. That's unacceptable.
It's just one game, and really, if you look at the postseason of Major League Baseball, that's your opinion. Well taken. Don't agree with it. Major League Baseball.
Why do you think, Frank, that they should have an extra wild card? Bud Selig is screwing up this game. We should not be playing baseball playoffs till early November. It's unacceptable. People get tired, and everybody's focusing on the NFL and NBA when it starts. The NHL has already been going on for a month. The playoffs should always go until October.
To your point, if you actually look at the ratings of nationally televised NFL games against MLB playoff games, I will say this. The NFL is keen, because the NFL has higher ratings than Major League Baseball when it comes to its postseason games. But understand this. You got 3 divisions and and a wild card spot. It used to be, of course, where if you won your division and you got the wild card, that you already were in the best of 5 league divisional series. Here's what I like about the one-game playoff. You have to win your division to move on to the best of 5 series. If you don't, then you are just one of 2 possible wild card teams that have to meet in a one-game playoff. So if you want to meet in a series, do all you can to win your division. And you know what? Go ahead.
Well, Frank, here's the thing, too. So you're agreeing that you think that this extra playoff format works. Well, let's talk about
I love it.
Let's talk about the All-Star game. Jeff and I have been so much against it that the winner of the Midsummer Classic gets the home field in the World Series. I don't like it. Why? Because it gives the advantage to the wild card teams. That's not fair at all. It should be the team that has the most wins and home field advantage throughout all of the playoffs.
Wow, we're going to actually disagree. We're actually going to agree on something, because I do agree with that. I don't understand why Major League Baseball hasn't figured out that shouldn't there be a reward for the team that for the team that has the better record of the National League as opposed to the American League, or vice versa. Whoever that league's representative is, and you have the better record, I'm a firm believer you should host Game 1 and, if necessary, Game 7 of the World Series. I agree there. That stipulation is completely bogus. It's wrong, and it disgusts me to even talk about it, because you're depending on somebody. I remember it was Hank Blaylock in 2003 delivering the go-ahead hit, the go-ahead RBI single, I believe it was, in the 2003 All-Star game at U.S. Cellular Field. The White Sox hosted the All-Star game that year. And I'm thinking to myself, the Rangers were a bad team that year. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, Hank Blaylock, how is he going to benefit from the ultimate prize of the All-Star game? His team ain't going to be playing in the World Series. So I agree with you and Jeff on that. Absolutely.
Well,
I don't know why Major League Baseball figures that out.
Then the other thing I want to get at, too, is I've always disliked this with the Super Bowl. Why are we playing games that go for the Super Bowl to the first Sunday in February? I know it's all about money. It's all about trying to make it popular for everybody. The Super Bowl should always be done by middle or late January.
Late January. I agree.
Late January. That's the most stupidest thing that we've had to put up with. They need to go back to putting it at late January and try to do it that way. I like sports, but I'm so sick of the fact that we have to have the expansion of playoffs that take forever to get done.
Let me ask you this then. Obviously, you got the bye week in between the conference championships and the Super Bowl. Would you be in support of eliminating the bye week? Now, you win your conference championship games. Guess what? You're on your flight to Glendale. You're on your flight to Glendale the next day for the Super Bowl. Would you be in support of that?
You mean
Yes.
getting rid? Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, Jeff's not with us right now.
Yes,
Jeff,
I would. You
go
bet
ahead.
your sweet ass I would. I don't want no buys. I'm tired of that crap.
Yeah, I thought that's what Jeff was saying. He had because he had an opinion about that. Yes, get rid of the bye. Get it done in January. I'm so sick of having to wait until the first Sunday in February to get it taken care of. You notice with the NCAA tournament, they make it short. They do it for March Madness. They go till April, and it only takes a couple weeks to get done. That's what they need to do with all the other leagues. It's that simple.
Weekends? Hold on, isn't it 3 weekends? You have the NCAA tournament, 3 weekends.
Yeah, you have like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's that simple. They need to take care of it.
Well, guess what? You guys aren't going to like what the NFL is going to do probably next year. It's not going to happen this year, but I'll tell you how Roger Goodell continues to ruin the National Football League and the expanded playoffs. Remember, Roger Goodell publicly said, well, it is possible the NFL could expand the postseason this season being 2014.
Right.
That's a white flag telling me that it's not going to happen this year, but it will happen next year. I want to guarantee you that.
They're going to add more teams, right?
I hate it.
They're going to add more teams, right?
They're going to add more teams probably next year.
That's a bunch of boohickey.
Absolutely, because you know what? These teams just don't deserve it. Now, as far as the bye week, I do support the bye because this is the biggest game of your life. You do need that. I do think an extra week of preparation is good for you. And also, it gives you a chance to have some sort of calmness before you head into the Super Bowl city next year, being Glendale, and getting ready for the hoopla that is Super Bowl week, because you're dealing with press conferences left and right. I know you have media day, but it seems that there's actually 3 to 4 media days. There's functions you have to attend. It's complete madness. That's why I support the bye week between the conference championships and the Super Bowl.
You're crazy. And on that note, we're going to go right to a commercial break. You're listening to Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. We'll be right back.
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, radio, the final segment of the day. Wow, I made it. It's like a sauna in here. Holy freaking cannoli, Batman. All right, what do you guys want to talk about? Hey, really quick. You guys were talking about the wild cards in Major League Baseball and them getting the advantage of having the wild card game played in their park. That's a bunch of boohickey. It should go to the team who's got the better record, not the wild card team.
I think it's ridiculous.
I think the wild card team should have the better record.
The wild card team, if 2 wild card teams are playing against each other, the team that's got the better record should be playing at home.
Yes, they should be.
Right?
Absolutely.
If the wild card team is playing a division winner, the division winner should be at home, not the wild card.
I think it should be done by better record.
Well, I hate to tell you, but if the division winner doesn't have a better record than the wild card, what the hell's he doing as a division winner?
Hey, speaking of which, are you guys going to be watching the Hawks and Pacers on NBA TV in a game that should be on TNT tonight to see if the impossible becomes reality?
Why should that game be on TNT?
Dude, because that's been an intense series. On top of that, too, look at what the Hawks can do. How many games under 500?
So
8
you're
games
saying
under 500?
So you're saying that the Oklahoma City-Memphis game shouldn't be on TNT?
That game, dude, it was on NBA TV a couple nights ago. I say put that game on NBA TV and let TNT
disagree.
showcase what could be the impossible tonight.
I disagree. I happen to think the Memphis-Oklahoma City game is better than the Indiana-Atlanta game.
You know what? Really, you can't go wrong because they've gone to 4 straight overtimes. It's almost as if we're expecting our 5th straight overtime tonight.
We'll probably get it, too.
So you know what? You can't go wrong.
No, but I happen to think that NBA did the right thing by putting the series that people don't want to see except for the people who live in Atlanta and Indiana on NBA TV.
Actually, if you have a playoff game or two that's on NBA TV, Isn't that pretty much a slap in the face to your team?
Yes. Yes. That's why it shouldn't be on NBA TV. If anything, it should be on ESPN.
ESPN, well, but ESPN only airs playoff games on Friday nights and some Saturdays.
I know, which is pretty stupid.
Yeah, ESPN. You know, I guess you're right. Was ESPN airing on Thursday nights or Tuesday nights?
What do they got on right now?
I don't know. I'm not by a TV. What does ESPN have?
The draft.
The draft? Oh, wait. They're previewing the draft. Oh, we'll be talking about that next week, guys.
Not on my show, we won't.
Oh, yes, we will.
Oh.
Yeah, you think so, don't you?
Yes, we will. We'll be talking about Johnny Manziel. I mean, Johnny Manziel,
so?
where will he be ending up?
Let me ask you a question. You think he's going to end up with Dallas?
No, I don't. I think he's going to end up in either Cleveland or Oakland.
Oakland?
Not according to Jerry Jones. You know, if he clears up space, he'll swoop right in and make a move for that.
That's just great. All of a sudden, you got to have Johnny Manziel. By the way, I got to tell you, I'm impressed with Johnny Manziel. It seems that he's starting to change his character a little bit.
What the hell are you watching?
Oh, I saw that. I saw him with John Gruden, and he kept on referring to him as sir, yes, sir, and all of that. You know, we haven't heard much about any Johnny Manziel controversy during this offseason, have we not?
Johnny Manziel is going to have the same fate as Tim Tebow in the NFL.
Let me ask you, what is the worst city for Johnny Manziel to play in?
Dallas Cowboys.
What's the best city for Johnny Manziel to play in? What's there to do in Cleveland?
The Argonauts.
Oh, so he should go to the CFL.
Yes.
How about the arena? How about the Arena League?
Because he ain't going to make it in the NFL.
So wait, will we be talking about 3 years from now, Toronto Argonauts quarterback Johnny Manziel?
Uh-huh. We're going to be talking about 3 years from now, him not being in the NFL at all. And everybody's telling me I'm crazy right now. And 3 years from now, everybody can tell me I'm right, and I'll say I told you so. Again.
All right, who do you think is going to be a better NFL quarterback? Obviously, we've seen. All right, who's a better quarterback, Tim Tebow or Johnny Manziel?
Is there a C? Neither?
No, not here. There isn't.
No, I can't pick either one of them because
I got to go with Manziel.
I got to go with neither of them because I think the same fate's going to happen to Johnny Manziel that happened to Tim Tebow.
At least Johnny Manziel can throw the football.
Yeah, but can he see over the offensive line? And over the hands and over the heads of everybody. He's not as tall as Tim Tebow, is he?
Dude, Tim Tebow maybe so. Tim Tebow didn't have a quarterback body.
Doesn't matter. If you can't see who the hell you're throwing the ball to, what the hell's the matter?
Tim Tebow doesn't even have a quarterback. Tim Tebow should actually try. If he wants to keep that NFL dream alive, he should try as a tight end or as a fullback.
So he doesn't want to. He wants to be a quarterback.
Well, I think you should try one of those other positions.
Well,
I'm not surprised. A guy like Tebow?
I think maybe you should tell him so he can fire your ass like he did everybody else that tried to tell him that.
All right, so if I were working in Tim Tebow's inner circle, I would be fired for saying that.
Correct, because he's done it before.
Geez, maybe Tim Tebow isn't who we thought he was.
He's not. He's not, and I've been saying that ever since he came into the NFL, and everybody told me I'm crazy. Where is he now? Exactly. Who's crazy now? Unbelievable. Nobody listens to me.
So
everybody tells me I'm nuts.
Will be wearing a helmet or shoulder pads, not just for an NFL team, but for a CFL team, an Arena League team.
He will not be in the NFL.
I know that.
At all. He's not an NFL quarterback.
Tim Tebow, in my opinion, is an NFL bust. Okay, he thinks he was so good, and then it just quickly went downhill from there.
Not as big as Ryan Leaf, though.
Well, I agree. Ryan Leaf was a bust too, but
I think we were expecting more from. I think we were expecting more from Ryan Leaf, and I know the Encyclopedia Man posted something about Ryan Leaf here in our message. But Ryan Leaf, we were expecting more from Ryan Leaf. Dude, Ryan Leaf could have been a first-round draft pick.
He was.
Could have been. Many didn't see Tim Tebow as being a first-round draft pick. I'm talking about number 1 overall.
He was, pretty much. They just swapped picks between the Giants and the Chargers.
San Diego was probably the worst place for Ryan Leaf. You want to know why? Because it's very close to Las Vegas. Why do I have a feeling that after a number of Charger home games in San Diego, win or lose, Ryan Leaf was heading to Las Vegas immediately afterwards?
Because you're wrong. Because Junior Seau got on him and talked to him. So I know for a fact that you're wrong. I live here in San Diego. Did you forget that?
Playing in San Diego, I'm close to Las Vegas. Don't worry, win or lose, I have Las Vegas close by. I'll just enjoy the nightlife of Las Vegas.
Unbelievable. He wasn't an NFL quarterback. That's all. They made a mistake, just like freaking Denver made a mistake with Tim Tebow, and the Jets made a mistake with Tim Tebow, and just like whoever's going to draft Johnny Manziel. He is not a NFL football quarterback. I don't care what anybody says.
I honestly think that the Texans should look at Javon Clowney. Seriously, got J.J. Watt, Javon Clowney. Man, you're talking about two possible explosive defensive ends side by side.
Who knows what's going to happen? And frankly, Frank, I don't give a flying fig Newton about the NFL draft.
You're not going to watch the NFL draft? It's on two different channels.
That's the problem right there. It takes up 2 channels that I need to watch with that crap for 4 days.
2 different channels. Dude, so wait, you're just saying you're not going to watch a draft because it's on 2 different channels?
I'm not. The NFL draft does absolutely nothing for me. Absolutely nothing.
Of course, you're not going to be drafted. That's why.
It doesn't do anything. I don't like watching it.
You're not going to hear, and the San Diego Chargers select Jeff Escout.
Hey, Frank.
You're not going to hear that, but hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not going to be drafted by an NFL
Frank, let me ask you a question, Frank.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question, Frank. How many times do you hear me and Sean talk about college football?
Very rare, but hold on. Let me say this.
Not very often.
When Nicholas Spiva comes here, be prepared to talk about college football.
I can hang up on his ass just like I can do to you.
Not very often, because I don't care about college football. When the season begins, I don't even want to spend my Saturdays having to sit around and watch boring hours of college football.
Exactly right.
I will say the games do go too long. I will say that. They do go too long.
College football is boring.
And think about it. They play Thursday night college football. They play Friday night college football.
I disagree. I think it should be Saturday.
Boring.
College football should be played on Saturdays.
Boring.
It seems to me that college football and the NFL, it seems like when it comes up in the fall, football will be almost every day.
You know what I want to do on a Thursday?
You guys hate football?
No, I hate college football. I can't stand it.
Okay, so you hate college football,
I
but
can't
you love
stand
the NFL.
it. Oh, I'm not. I don't love the NFL.
Right, you're a basketball guy.
Yeah, I go NBA, college basketball, then I'll go golf, then I'll go hockey, then I'll go something else, and then I'll go football, NFL football.
And here's my list, Frank and Jeff: MLB, NHL, NBA, NFL. That's my list.
In fact, I put WWE before NFL.
Dude, the WWE, you got to be kidding me. McMahon has ruined that product.
McMahon's not in charge no more.
Well, somebody better make the product attitude.
And why have I put NFL at last? I'll tell you exactly why. Because
Frank, if you would pay attention,
I believe that it's going to deteriorate and it's going to start declining years and years with all these new rule changes. It's not becoming a fun game to watch anymore, if you ask me.
Frank, they brought back Evolution.
Evolution?
Yeah.
Evolution is your solution. Wait, with Triple H and all of them?
Yes.
Batista?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
But that was actually at the tail end of the Attitude Era.
Well, they brought him back. It's back. They brought him back. Hey,
dude, you know what? We need to bring back ECW.
No, that's disgusting. Hey, you know something? On that note, we're getting a flock out of here. Don't forget, tomorrow is Rat Bastard of the Week Day. Join us for that and find out who the Rat Bastard of the Week is going to be. I'm kind of shocked to find out who it's going to be. Hey, Frank, thanks for joining us. Hang out right there with us, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us. For Showman Frank Spankel, I am Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Later.
Goodbye.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show.